You have the 97 truck. You say to your dad, fine, for $800, I will give the 97 truck to you with the understanding, Dad, that you will keep up the notes.
Yes, ma'am.
Look, that's why you wanted to do that.
Well, but regardless, she decided that she was going to give you the $800
So I went
and in
down.
turn, you were going to return the 97 truck to your daughter.
Exactly right.
Okay, so now we're at that point.
Right.
You
So I
get-
go and
I write him a check.
I write him a check out of my account for the $800.
Okay.
The next day, he goes down and he cashes it. Well, the following day, the check that he had written me bounced, which put my account in negative $492.
Now tell me about this $1,900. I don't see anything in your claim for $1,900.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything about it because she's owed it to me for such a long period of time.
How long has she owed you this money?
Well, I have
2 years.
Yes, 2 years.
Well, why didn't you file a suit against your daughter if you were
Because I
concerned
wasn't going
about
to do that to my daughter.
Well, then why are
He
you
never
bringing it up
ever-
now?
He never
Because I
ever
just-
mentioned.
Yes, I have
The
several
money.
different times. I've always asked you. I said, just like when she asked me about the $800, I told her, I said, why don't we just deduct it off the $1,900 that you owe me?
He never said that to me.
Yes, I did.
You're
Cheryl
lying.
Jane, don't you say that. That's
No,
not
you
nice.
are lying.
I do not want you all going out of here with this grudge because of $800.
I don't have any grudge.
I don't have a grudge against him. I lost respect for him.
Well, how are you going to get
did
respect
this.
back from him? What does he
He's
have
got
to do?
to earn it.
Well, he's going to make good on the $800 check.
When he does, then we can start back in our relationship. But until then, he has put me so far in debt. What right does he have? I am out living on my own, trying to support myself, and he comes up after, and writes me an $800 check and puts me in debt.
Well, let me tell you, and I agree that you should have reason to be angry. I'm going to order very clearly today that your father pay you the $800. He has acknowledged that he wrote you a bad check. He says to me it was because of the bank. Mr. Hottinger, I don't buy that. I don't buy that that was a problem, because if it was a problem with the bank, you should have corrected it instantly so this would never have gotten here. You never should have gotten here
Well,
in
she
my
had
court's
the checks. She had it for like a week. I didn't know if it should have
I
cleared or not.
deposited that
Hear me
same
clearly,
night.
both
I
of
hear
you.
you.
Hear me. You should have never been in here on this matter. This should have been something that could have gotten worked out. If it was an error with the bank, then it was your responsibility to go to the bank, get it straightened out so that she has the money. If you honestly feel that she owes you this money from 2 years ago, then you file a separate claim. But you said in your own testimony right here in this court today, you said this is something I never planned to pursue. It is not worth a divide in your relationship.
No, it's not.
Because there are so many fathers who don't have any kind of relationship with their daughter. Mr. Hottinger, you're going to pay her the $800. I'm entering judgment for your daughter for $800. But much more importantly, beyond the $800, I really urge both of you to do what you can to try to repair this relationship. It is not worth the divide that this has caused.
No, it's not.
Nothing further. We will stand adjourned. Judgment in your favor. And I just wanted to talk to you, both of you, before you left, because more importantly than $800 is to make sure that you all have a good relationship and that you're going to be okay. So just talk to me. I mean, what are you feeling, and why were you crying?
I'm hurt. Before the actual check bounced, and I had, told in my other family members what I had done, and they're all like, why did you accept a check from him? I was like, he's not going to write me a bad check. I stood up, I defended him. I defended him to my whole family. And I told them, no, they're wrong. He's not going to write me a bad check.
This boils down to a matter of trust. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. That trust. I mean, we are in relationships in our lives where we have to trust each other. And what I hear you saying to me is that you trusted your dad and you feel betrayed because he wrote you the check and you trusted him.
I was always Daddy's little girl until my parents split up and I went with my mother instead of staying with him. And that's what I honestly feel, is that when I left and I went with my mother when they separated, me and my dad's connection lost.
You've got to work to repair the relationship with your daughter.
Oh, I know. I will.
You have to, because she is hurting and she's feeling really betrayed. And so that has to be worked out. And it's not even about 800 or $800,000 or $8 million for that matter. I mean, it really is going to be what you're going to do. And only you have to search your heart to figure out what you do to get this trust back. But I am really hoping that that gets worked out.
I mean, it all goes back to ever since. I mean, when any child grows up, they say that trust is something that you've got to earn, and he's got to earn my trust back.
I hear you. All right, I'm pulling for you. I'm pulling for you, you know, because this relationship is awfully special.